This is our Sunroom Partner Portal walkthrough. In this video, I will dive into the portal. I will show you how it works, how you submit a property to work with Sunroom on, how to track all of the important stats on your listing, and just make sure that the flow of working with Sunroom to lease your property is really smooth. So let's dive in. This is the view that you see when you first sign up to be a partner. This is the basically homepage of your portal. And as a new partner, if you haven't worked with us before, it is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. There isn't a lot on here. You'll see here this green button that says Market Property Now. This is the button you'll click when you are ready to work with Sunroom on a listing. Below it, you'll see this link that says See How Sunroom Works. If you click on this, you'll be taken to a page that just explains a little bit more about the process. We have some frequently asked questions and answers to get you started. And then right below that, you'll see your point of contact. When you're a new partner with Sunroom and you haven't listed any properties with us, your main point of contact will be your sales contact. So for me right now, this is Cody. I see his phone number and his email, and I can contact him if I have any questions at any point. So let's go through what it looks like to submit a property as a Sunroom partner. We'll click this button. And the first thing we see is a question about how we want to work on this lease. So there are two options. You can choose to stay involved, or you can choose to be taken out of the process. A little bit more about these. The top one is the most popular. A lot of our partners want to stay more involved with their clients. And that means you're just working more directly with your client, and Sunroom is a little bit more in the background. So you're sending them the communication, you're getting the listing agreement signed, you're more the face of the operation. Your other option, if you choose to be taken out of the process, means that Sunroom is working directly with your client. We are getting the listing agreement signed, we are doing all of the communication with your client. So let's say we want to choose the most popular, which is to stay involved. We'll click this Get Started button, and it will launch us into a series of questions. You'll see that we're on step 2 of 13. This is basically helping us get all the information that we need to get your property set up for showings, and also to get your listing live on the MLS and other syndicated sites that we put your listing on. You'll notice that this process is a lot easier and more straightforward than submitting all of that information on the MLS directly. It should just take you a few minutes. So if we go through this, pretty simple. We'll enter our address in to talk about the property we want to list. And then we'll show you a map with the house icon in the spot that you can double check that it's the right location. So it is, and we will click yes. This question is asking who occupies the property. We will say that it's vacant. This helps us determine how to do your property setups and if we need to coordinate with a tenant who is living at the property at the point of setup, and even touring. This next question is asking you what marketing items you want Sunroom to install. These are all free and part of your partnership with us. You can choose to have a yard sign, which we will say yes. You can choose if you'd like a sunlock. Installing a sunlock at the property means that you are allowing for renters to self-tour the property. Note that this is only installed if and once the property is vacant. We'll say that yes, we would like that. If you want more information about just why we use Sunlock, the safety features and policies, you can click on this link. Note that the property access will change if we install a Sunlock, so it's a good idea to send new access instructions to the client, just so it gives them peace of mind. They can go on the property and access the home if they need to for whatever reason. And then if you do select for us to do this, we just ask for their information so that we can send that. You can also choose if you'd like your client to get updates about when the listing goes live or anything during the listing process, like tours or tour feedback. And then the last question here is you can have Sunroom take photos of the property. Also, that's free to do, so we'll say yes. You have to tell us the earliest day that you'd like us to take photos, and then clarify if it's okay for us to go anytime or if you'd like a call to schedule when the photographer can come out. So this covers all of the marketing items that you can select for your property setup through Sunroom. And then in this step, we'll ask you when the property will be accessible and when it will be ready for us to install marketing items. We're also going to ask you the earliest a renter can move in. So this helps us do the property setups and have just like a tentative date on when you're thinking you want someone to be to have signed a lease and to move in. So we'll choose the dates for that and go to the next. In the next section, we will ask how the Sunroom team can access the property for property setups. You can give us what access method that you have. Most people will leave a key in a combo lockbox and show where that lockbox is or where the key will be hidden and any other information to help us access the property. And then just a little bit more information on when you'll leave the key and if there's any other codes that we need to know to be able to access the property. In this step, we'll ask how the unit should be priced for a rental price. So we will put that here as an example. And then this is just some information about the property, so beds, baths, square feet. It is optional for you to submit that. And then we will ask about pets and your pet policy or your client's pet policy, and if you would like to allow certain types of pets or breeds, your max number. There's a lot of information here about, if you want to charge a pet fee or a pet deposit, you can do that here. And then if there are any other extra notes that you'd like the Sunroom team to know, you can leave that in this box. So we're almost done here. This is the referral agreement that we can pull up to review. And then we can click this to sign and we'll click next. Okay, so this is our last step. This is the summary of all of the information that you just gave us to submit your property. You'll see the details on how you want to work with us. This date here in green is our promise date when we expect this listing to go live. And then just details about the property address, everything that you filled in. So at that point, you can click Submit Property for Leasing. And you'll get this notification that says, "Thank you for listing with Sunroom." And we will return home. And now we see that this property is going to market. what's marked out in green is something that you've already done. We submitted the property. And then below that, you'll see all of the steps to expect next. And all of these things Sunroom is responsible for. We will go and install marketing items that you selected. We will go take professional photos and edit them. And then we will work to get your listing live. So that is the process of how to submit a property with Sunroom. Next, we'll show you what it looks like once your listing is live and how you can track stats like leads, tours, applications, etc. Okay, so once you are a partner with Sunroom and you have submitted a property or a few properties for us to lease for you, you'll start to see more information and stats populate in your portal. So this is an example of a partner who's worked with Sunroom for a while. Right at the top, you can see stats for the month. So this is, a good view of, a high level of how your listings have been performing. Basically, when you scroll down your portal, there will be different sections of what stage your listings are in. So you'll see an application section. This means that you've gotten applicants for your property, and some might need your approval, and then some might show the properties that you have approved. Then next, you will see your going to market section, and these are the properties that we are working to make your listing live. So in here, we'll see that some of them are temporarily off market for whatever reason, and then some of them are in different stages of the property setup. So we'll scroll through all of those going to market. So if we scroll down, we have a section that is the upcoming move-in section. These are any properties where you found an applicant, they've paid the security deposit, they've signed the lease, and we are working on moving them in. That's another thing that Sunroom does, is we coordinate move-in for you and your clients. Then we'll scroll down to the active home section. All of the homes in this section are active listings, and Sunroom is working on driving interest, tours, applications so that you can find a tenant. So let's click on one of these. Each property that you work with Sunroom on will have its own page where you can see the details. So like the address, you'll get a photo, you'll see the rent price, and then you'll see a stats section, property access, and then any other information on what's happening or what has happened with the property. So let's start at the top. You'll see these three buttons. You can share this listing. A lot of partners that we work with will share the listing with their clients so they can see, the details and what's going on. You can also see what the renter sees. And then if you have any questions or need any support, this button will help you find the right point of contact and their information. If we scroll down to the stats section, we'll see how many views, leads, and tours this property has been getting. So this property, there's an application in process, so we haven't had any recent views, leads, or tours, but we can see total how many that this property got while it was live. So 62 leads, that means that there were 62 people who reached out to Sunroom in some way expressing interest, and then 20 tours of the property. And these stats should be helpful in that it can show you how much interest you're getting, and if you can expect there to be applications coming soon. Next, we'll go down to this property access section. This section is really helpful. If you ever have any questions about how to access the property, if your client needs to access or if there is a cleaner or other vendor, this is where you go. Always go to your partner portal and into the property page so that you can see either if there's a sunlock and what the sunlock code is, or if there is a combo lockbox. So this one does have a combo lockbox, and we show the code. We'll also show that there's a Supra installed. Scrolling down, this is where you will see all of your applications. In this example on this property, we have already reviewed and approved this application, and it gives us the summary of what the terms are that your client and the renters agreed to. You'll see information like the pets that they have, and all of the things that the Sunroom leasing team has verified. If you'd like to see more information, you can click on this See Renter Docs, and you'll get more. Underneath that is archived applications. So these are applications that we sent to you as qualified applicants, and for whatever reason you decided to deny them. You can still access them here and just see that there were other applications. And then at the bottom here, you'll see the tour feedback. This is a really important tool and something that Sunroom likes to drive a lot of tour feedback after renters tour your property. This is a helpful way for your clients, the owners, to just get a sense of what people think of their property, and if there's anything that maybe is a good idea to fix or change before they lease out the property. So you can see all that here. You'll see like a out of 5 stars, what their rating is, and then some comments. And then under that, you'll see the appliances. We take photos of this when we send a photographer out to the property. If you have photos of appliances, they'll also be included. And then at the bottom, again, here's your point of contact if you ever need any information. So this is a property page, and hopefully this has given you a good sense of just what it looks like to work with Sunroom on a lease. And I hope that going through these examples of what the partner portal looks like will help you feel more comfortable as you begin to work with us. If you have any questions, we are happy to help. Please contact your sales contact or your account manager if you have any questions about the process or a specific property. We'd be happy to help. Thanks.